Happy Monday and welcome to the vlog. Now this week I am all over the place and today I'm actually kind of stressed out if I'm honest. First though, I've got a lunchtime meeting. This one isn't even mine. This belongs to Francesca. Oh, wow, you're very blurry. I'm very sorry. This is Francesca, who is an Exeter fourth year student in business.
Hi.
You have a YouTube and an Insta.
I actually do.
Hang on, I'll put them here. They're here on the screen. What do you post about?
So on my YouTube I post about vlogging and student life at Exeter University and help generally people who are about to come to university how to fit in and how to feel better about themselves basically.
So, doing amazing stuff. I'll link you down there as well. We just had a really nice, just catch up because there are so few YouTubers or social media people in Exeter. So it's nice to be able to meet up and talk. We talk strategy.
We talk strategy, definitely. Business.
Now, I mentioned earlier that I was a bit stressed out today in particular, and that's because this evening, in about an hour, I am due to give an hour-long talk about doing YouTube and doing a PhD at the same time, and how I balance my time, and how I'm really good at balancing my time and time management. However, because of my poor time management skills, I actually haven't had a chance to run the presentation through. I just finished writing the presentation, and I'm going to be ad-libbing an awful lot of this. Seeing as I forgot to mention earlier, later this week we've got a trip to London, that's happening tomorrow. We've got a concert, that's happening on Saturday, and a bunch of announcements, actually. Got my notes. Okay guys, it's fine, I think I got this. Okay, so I'm in the lecture theatre. This is a ridiculously steep, look how steep this thing is, hang on. I do not remember any of my lecture theatres being like K2. Is this normal? I swear this isn't normal. So this talk is for the undergraduate journal, which is what it says in the tin. It's a published journal for work by Exeter undergraduates. They have a live division, and they do events like this, where they get people who are more interesting than me, let's face it, to give talks. I'm giving one, I'm giving one on balancing being a YouTuber and being a PhD student, and well, it's going to be as new to me as it will be to the audience, let's put it like that. 3, 2, 1. Hello! See? Nice, thank you. Well, that went well. My name's on the clock and I really like fixing my hair. Liv's here. So I felt like that went pretty well actually, considering that the talk was completely new to me and we had some technical problems. Liv, how did you think it went?
I just sat and listened to you for an hour, about you.
What she's saying is it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Hello Mary Poppins. I'm in London today to do some filming at the YouTube space.
Paul, Cora and...
So you might not realise, but Google, or YouTube specifically, has these studios all over the world. There's one in London, there's one in New York, one in Tokyo, one in Paris, you know, there's a few. And they are like film studios, basically, for YouTubers to come and use. I think there's a threshold of like 10,000 subscribers, but, you know, that was so long ago for me, God. But, you know, you can use it as a YouTuber, but also people like charities can come and use it, which is what we're doing today. So these two lovely people are why I'm here. Who are you, by the way?
I'm Paul.
I'm Cora.
I'm Childline.
And what are we doing here?
So basically we're filming some videos for young people around exam stress because it's coming up to revision season. It will be from April onwards, so we're just shooting in advance of that. We've just been doing a campaign as well to encourage guys to talk about their feelings because they can often build up their feelings. They feel embarrassed or awkward to talk about their feelings. You have to man up, be strong. So we're trying to encourage guys and say to them, actually it's okay to say what's going on and actually it can really help and it can be a really brave thing to do as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, did I cut you off?
Videos every Wednesday. Subscribe.
I'll put a link down here. There are lots of shoots going on today. Of all the days that I could have come here, guess what is happening? There's a video shoot for the Oxford and Cambridge boat race. Now you have to remember that I rowed at Oxford at college level, and I was actually asked to join the first boat and I had to say no because of the amount of time it would take. I am nowhere near the level of these guys. These guys in this room are basically Olympians. It's a little bit intimidating, I'm not going to lie. So filming at the YouTube space done, I've now got one other meeting to do in London before I leave. Gosh, London is so different from Exeter. Everything's just so much bigger. Here we are. Bit grand. Well, this is all very swanky. Hey, how's it going? So I'm here at the Institute of Engineering and Technology, that's the right word, isn't it? Yeah. With Shani Samara, Dr. Shani Samara, who we worked together, you don't know this yet, on a BBC project called BBC Bite Size. We were doing GCSE experimental technique, or is it scientific technique?
I think it was experimental.
I think it was experiment. We did experiments.
It was experiments for us.
And that was where I was in Belfast when I mentioned in a vlog a while back. And I think it's not out yet, we don't think.
No, not yet.
But it will be soon. They said March, but we were just catching up because the other thing which I wanted to announce is that we're both going to VidCon. And we just made a bet.
Basically, we think that, well, I think that Simon is going to get mobbed by girls at VidCon Europe because I've seen it happen at VidCon in California. And
yeah, but to like actually YouTube famous people. This is the difference.
Yeah.
Unless
well,
my channel explodes between now and like April 8th.
That's why we have the bet on, because I reckon it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And Simon is doubtful.
I'm doubtful. I'm going to say I'm pessimistic about my appeal, basically.
It's so fascinating watching your journey through this, because coming from a TV sort of perspective, it is incredible to see just how powerful the online space is, and you're very much someone who's prominent in that online science.
And it's self-distributing. You know, for when you were doing TV stuff, it wasn't like you had control over what went out or when. Whereas for me, everything is me. I'm the production, acting, distribution, editing. Like, you know, it's very, very different from how it used to be. And it's kind of cool though to like cross over into that world. I'm now almost a part of that world that I looked up to as a kid. Which I don't think I'm ever going to get over.
It's so weird because I can't even imagine what that's like, because when I was starting my PhD, the internet, Google wasn't around.
When did you start your PhD?
I'm not even going to say. I'm just going to leave you with that comment. And yeah, I don't want you to think about it.
Back in Exeter, this is one of the drawbacks of not being in London, is that it takes about 3 hours on the train to get to London from Exeter. I'm absolutely knackered. Tomorrow's a new day though, time to go to work. It kind of feels like the calm before the storm at the moment, in that there's quite a few things I can be getting on with, like finishing off this chapter of my thesis, my 3rd chapter. I could actually also start writing sections of my 4th chapter, which I've already have some results to put in, which is great news. But you know, once the inversion code comes in, there's going to be a lot of work to do on that. There's going to be an inevitable rush where everything gets changed in the weeks just before you submit. It's going to get stressful very quickly, I think. Right now I'm just walking over to chapel because it's Wednesday, which means I'm singing Evensong with the University Chapel Choir, and it's an Offer Holders Day, which I kind of forgot about, so the place is full of, they're not even students, they're really young students from like 6th form. Ugh. Beautiful day on campus though. Looks like spring finally got the memo as well. The prospective students this year have gotten, like, they're really casting the net wide. You'll be pleased to know you're the person in the beer mile that the people commented about the least. Oh my god. They talked about me and Dan because we obviously host it, and they talked about Corin because, what was it? You were frogging?
Something like that.
Frog eyes. You had shorts that were too tight.
Basically. And also I did really badly as well.
I didn't know that.
It wasn't a very good combination.
You did better than Peter. DNS Peter. So this is Dr. Jones, who has a music PhD. If you're interested in that, we might do a video if there's enough requests. But we just did some of your music. How did it go?
It went very well, actually, yeah.
Well, it was responses, and they were, hello, Ed. I'm interviewing another Ed. There can only be one. All right, even song done. I'll be honest, chapel's sometimes a mixed bag, right? Sometimes I leave and it's just knackering. I'm really tired and I just want to go home and do nothing. Sometimes it's just gone, I perceive, badly, and you know, I just feel kind of down. I just want to go home and do nothing. But sometimes, like today, you do something that's challenging but rewarding, you do it well, you know, and you kind of come out and you pull through as a team. That's kind of one of the great things about being in a choir. So I'm actually, it's 6 o'clock, I'm just going back into the office for a bit, because to be fair, I took out time from the day because we had a rehearsal and service. But yeah, I want to write up some stuff that I was doing earlier. This service was also kind of an unusual one because we were doing a mix of music. A fair bit of it was standards, but the responses we were doing, were written by our organist, Dr. Jones, and they're not easy to sight read. They're kind of complicated, but possible and very rewarding when you get them right. Alright, okay, so I just finished editing a quick video advertising the live stream that will have happened by the time this goes out. I'll put a link here, isn't it lovely, to that event, which is talking about doing a PhD in science. I was doing that and then also doing some editing on this big project, which I'll probably be doing a trailer for as well quite soon. Now I'm off to the cathedral because one of my friends who lives there is doing birthday drinks, so practicing a lot this evening. Just to explain, by the way, what I was doing earlier with the code this evening. So basically, I've been testing this assumption, right? And the way that I've done it before is that I've had about 5 or 6 different programs that have taken different elements of kind of comparing the two fluxes, the observed and the predicted one that we're trying to make match, and it splits it up into different steps and it saves to different save files, which then get loaded in by the next program in the chain. And as a result of that, things were getting a little bit fragmented because some of this code was relatively old, some of it was very, very new, and I'm not entirely convinced that everything matched up properly. Look at my ears. So what I spent today doing was basically streamlining everything and putting it into one file, and making sure that everything was consistent all the way through, because I'm beginning to wonder if maybe that there was like a slight misalign with some of the levels. So for example, you know, in one program it might define the first entry in an array as the ground, whereas in another program it might be the first entry as 1 kilometer above the surface. And interestingly, in doing that, it's uncovered a lot of, for one thing, inefficiencies in the code. Come on, focus, my god, this camera's getting a bit old, I think. And also problems with some of the methods that I've been using, which, I mean, if I hadn't gone through and done this, I wouldn't have found, because I wouldn't have had any reason to go through the code. So going through stuff with the toothpick, I've found in this PhD, has always yielded good results. Be paranoid. It's a good quality in a scientist. So after working this morning on continuing the code, which I talked about yesterday, I've been recording in the chapel, doing an interview with our director of music, Michael Graham, because I'm producing a video which is kind of like a general chapel promotional thing. Bit of a big production, actually. I've got a lot of work to do for it. But it's brought to home for me that a lot of this week has been wearing lots of different hats. Oh yeah, look at the ceiling. The ceiling in this place is really cool. I mean, this week especially, more than normal, I'm having to balance being a YouTuber and a video producer, being a PhD student and researcher, and being a musician, a chorister, and it does get overwhelming sometimes, if I'm honest, but I found that there are ways to cope with it. I think that the way I think about doing lots of different things at once is it's almost like my brain's a processor, like a CPU, and if you were to Control-Alt-Delete me and have a look at my task manager, at any given time there are lots of processes going on, but I actively try and make sure that those not related to the topic I'm working on. So for example, if I'm here PhD or if I'm in choir stuff, everything else is relegated to a background process. Its stuff is there if need be, but it takes a little while to transition over to it. So you know, you have a certain number of active processes going on, and it's almost like my processor is split, and I have like a processor for PhD stuff, such that like one processor is active at any time, and if the PhD one is active, those processors are active and the other ones are still running on other processors, but you're drawing your information, like your feed to your brain from that one processor that the PhD is on. And then when I step into the choir, that one turns back to a background process, and then the choir one starts up again. So I basically try and partition my brain such that I can do, you know, as many as 4 or 5 different roles in a day as effectively as I can. Hello, Future Simon here. I'm just interjecting with an announcement. And the announcement is that I have assurances from Daniel Human Hummingbird Moore that if this video gets 2,000 likes, he is going to try and eat the KFC double bucket deal all by himself. And I'm going to film it. So I'd like to emphasise, by the way, the volume in this food is about 30% of Dan by volume. He's a small guy. So if you'd like to see that, or if you're just enjoying the video, then you know what to do. So, sorry? I'll just explain what we just did. Okay. Oh, that sounds very wrong.
In the house.
God. So as a break from working this afternoon, I just did some recording with Mima.
Greetings.
Wow, that's formal. We just recorded one of her, it's an original song by you.
It is. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Mima May. It has 2 other songs on it.
I didn't even know that.
You're welcome, subscribe.
There you go, I'll put a link down there. This vlog is just an endless stream of me promoting people.
Oh my god, stop.
So because of how our offices are set up, I can actually see into my supervisor's office, and I know for a fact that for the past 10 minutes he's been playing darts. Wait, he's just updated his score, and he's off. Right, rehearsal time. So yesterday I made this face when I was talking about my work, and it turns out that things weren't adding up because I basically slightly made a tiny, it was actually quite a big mistake. Basically what I'd done is, at some point in the code, so this is putting everything into one file, remember, and like having it all coherently run, at some point in that process I'd flipped my vertical like index, such that normally I want k equals 0, k being like what level you were at, k being 0 is the ground, and k is 40 kilometers. And at some point it flipped so that k equals 0 was at 40 kilometers, and so k equals 40 was at the ground, and that screwed everything up. So I identified that, and I'm currently writing the script again. Now this evening I am doing this live stream about being a science PhD with some of my other PhD friends, and I realised that I left a cable at home, so I'm going home for literally 1 cable. Can I do this? Nailed it. Where are you? Where are you? No. There you are. So in yet another example of my worlds colliding, I've just been writing some stuff up in my thesis and getting this set up because we're about to do the live stream. Okay, now I'm just waiting for the other participants to turn up. No, Shinny and I have got a bet about how many people are going to recognise me, because I don't think it's going to be that many. Shinny seems to be determined that I'm going to get mobbed by screaming fangirls. Alright, so that's live stream done. Great success, I think. Lovely bunch of people. I'm so lucky with the friends I have. Future Simon here again, just a quick announcement this time. If you are an extra student and you are in a society that next term has some kind of interesting event that you think Dan and I should come to and film, let us know. My email is in the about page of my YouTube channel. Send me an email with what your society is and what the event is and why Dan and I should come and film it. And if it works out with filming, we will come and do whatever it is. If that's pole dancing or the NFL, like American football, or, you know, anything. If we think it's interesting and it'd be funny, then yeah, we'll come along and film. So if that's you, get emailing. And it turns out I'm a moron. I just got home and I realised that I left my wallet in the office. And I need my wallet to get in the office on the weekend to get my wallet. Now in an unexpected turn of events, Liv randomly messaged me and said, do you want to go see Beauty and the Beast, which has just come out? Yeah, alright, literally just ran here.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Also, lots of you love the idea of Dan and I doing a film segment or film show. We're going to get on that. That is going to happen for sure. Have you ever noticed how you literally never see YouTubers doing the hoovering? I can't imagine why not. I mean, the whole point of the vlog as a format is honesty in somebody's life, right? Fly on the wall perspective. People like Casey Neistat just never hoover? Hashtag make YouTubers Hoover again. Okay, so now that's done. I've done all the good house husband stuff. I've done the washing up and the washing, and I've changed the sheets, and I've done the hoovering. I'd be a good stay-at-home house husband, just saying. So we just got a lift from our chapel director, which wasn't at all terrifying. And we are now in Honiton. Bustling metropolis. It's a town quite near Exeter. This is where we're doing our concert tonight. So we just got here in Honiton and did the rehearsal for the chapel choir. Now, before the concert, I just wanted to do a little bit of drone footage. I wanted to get some stuff at the church. Unfortunately, we had a slight incident. And the drone is now beyond repair. So basically, I was filming just outside the tower here, and it's been quite windy here. I have flown the drone in pretty windy, windier than this, let's put it like that. When I did the stuff at Sidmouth, which you've already seen, it was windier than that. But I waited till a lull in the wind, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can launch now. It went up, it hovered about 6 meters up, and then it just shook itself apart. Basically, one of the rotors, I think it was this one here, basically shook itself off, and then the whole thing destabilized and then plummeted, and unfortunately it landed on someone's car when they were in the car. But she was fine. I think she was more concerned about me than she was about her car, bless her. I'm just looking for the camera now. The camera vanished in the crash. I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised at how fine I am about this. I mean, not fine, but like, this is not good, you know, at all. Icarus Mark III. We will take good care of you. Alright, time to put that behind me. Concert time. Just lie back and think of all.
Finger pulls to the Matthias.
This is Corin's first attempt at a vindaloo. You know when he goes for creamy curries? Good luck, Corin. Here we go.
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
Literally. Get the coach off the school. I work at a school.
Oh, it's gone!
Let me
At this moment, Corin knew he'd fuck.
Yeah.
Look at the tears on his face. He's sweating.
This was not a good idea at all.
No, David is completely right. Did you know David does medicine? So after a very busy week, today is a kind of merciful rest. I'm deliberately trying to do very little today. We didn't actually get to talk after the concert last night because I spent all the battery recording the concert. It went very well, I think. Our director of music said it was the best concert we've done, which is alright. In particular, Sleep, which is a piece that I've tacked onto the end of the vlog before, went very well. We also did a piece called Rejoice in the Lamb, which is definitely probably the weirdest thing we've ever sung. The music's by Benjamin Britten, but the words are by this guy called Christopher Smart, who was in an asylum for some of his life. And basically, I think the description in the music is it's chaotic with moments of genius, which incidentally is a great subtitle for the choir. So the piece is about how this guy worships God through all the kind of idiosyncrasies of different creatures, including his cat, Jeffrey. And it's this big sprawling work. It's like 15 minutes long. I'll include a playlist, by the way, to all the music we performed in the concert, minus the piece which was written by Dr. Jones, which we also performed. So, as I mentioned, today is a day when I'm not doing very much, because I've earned a bit of a break. It's just been so intense, what with lots of PhD stuff, and PhD stuff not going so great, you know, that's stressful. Lots of singing stuff happening, lots of YouTube stuff this week. I just need, as I always say to people, if you're stressed, always take a break, because you'll work better. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to follow my advice. So I'm going to do a little bit of editing. I'm going to play some PS4. I just did a few things I needed to do, like doing a shot. Something I also did, which is a bit overdue, is buy one of these. So when I started measuring what I ate, I think I weighed about 85, 86 kilos. It's pretty chunky. Admittedly, I don't have an exact reading, but I know that I've been watching what I eat and trying to lose about a pound every week. And I've been doing it according to my dieting app for the past just over 7 weeks. So I think I should now weigh somewhere between 82 and 81 kilos. But this is the first time I've actually weighed myself for quite a while. So here goes. I'm happy with that. I know I've definitely lost weight because there's a lot less of me. That means I'm actually on track. That's really great, and I have measurement. I actually have I have more data, which is a good thing. Now I've just got to keep doing it. Consistency is definitely the most important thing. Okay, so just got back from the service, which definitely now holds the record for the most depressing Latin we've ever sung. And all I have left to do in this video is 2 more things. Firstly, I'm going to bring the last announcement. And that is that I am going to be setting up a Patreon in the not too distant future. My funding ran out this week, which is, you know, a bit of a wake-up call to finish the PhD, but it also is a wake-up call for what I'm going to be doing after I finish. What I want to do after I finish is make videos. I do want to continue making vlogs, so people are asking if I'm going to keep doing these after I finish. I am. But more than that, I'm much more interested in doing scientific content and doing book content and films content, and there's so many ideas. I have so many video ideas that I want to put down, but I need to work out how I'm going to support myself, and a Patreon is a great way to do that, where you, the audience, if you want, you individually can contribute a small amount per month, literally like $1 per month, that goes towards keeping my channel going. And the idea is that between the lot of you, it adds up to enough to support me. I mean, if everybody watching this video were to contribute $1, I'd be set, let's put it like that. At this stage, what I'm interested in is what I should be offering as Patreon rewards, because the idea is that if you contribute beyond a certain level, like, I don't know, say $5 or $10 a month, that you get something back from me. And obviously this is your money that, you know, you might be putting forwards towards me if you are passionate about the kind of content that I make, and you're able to, you know, afford to support me in a tiny way. So, you know, I want to know what you guys would like from a Patreon system. So leave your suggestions down there, along with all the other stuff there is to talk about in this episode. Leave your suggestions down there about what those Patreon rewards could be, and maybe suggested levels at which that could take place. I have my own ideas, but I want to hear from you. And now lastly for this vlog, I am going to leave you with some music. This week it's not going to be choral music though, because as you might remember, I shot a music video for Mima a couple of days ago, and having listened to the track that we recorded and having looked through the footage, I think it's going to come out really well. So it's not going to be a bit of choral music, it's going to be an original song by her. If you like it, then you can check out her YouTube, which is already down in the description. But that's going to be it for this vlog. I will see you next week for a special, very special video. Tease. See you then. Thanks for watching.
I wanna just a plot twist, removed mist, but something timeless. I made it look so easy to be replaced. I shouldn't have chased you, I made you so complacent. Now I'm breaking, but smiling. The plane I caught was falling, not flying. How can there still be tears when I thought every thought's been angry and fearless? But I still miss something. Want to redo one thing, whether it's the last kiss or the first. This can't be the ending. Am I stupid for thinking over every detail? Cause I still don't understand. It's like you're two different people. You're either stupid or heartless when we've come this far. You can't just be so careless. I don't know who you are. Where did you go? Thought there was more, but we burnt it. There's none left, and you shut the door. I was your whirlwind, your princess, and I never done so well. I gave you everything. I was unbroken until I fell. You asked me not to break your heart, then you took her hand and tore mine apart. How can you say you love me and not even care when I'm in your boxes and you're holding her? Brought me into your games and you pushed me away. I was bulletproof and you were my armor. Then overnight you went and lied. Now my heart's as messed up as your mind. You were all I wanted and all I was scared of. Something so perfect can mess your head up. You're either stupid or heartless when we've come this far. You can't just be so careless. I don't know who you are. Where did you go? Thought there was more, but we burnt it. There's none left, and you shut the door. I was your whirlwind, your princess, and I never done so well. I gave you everything. I was unbroken until I fell. All of the butterflies in my stomach died at once. And those eyes I thought were mine belonged to someone